When Beyond Light shows up, several destinations will be getting thrown into the Destiny Content Vault, aka getting removed from the game for an unknown amount of time, including Titan, Io, Mercury, Mars, and the Leviathan. As a result, some exotics, catalysts, armor, triumphs, and more will be unattainable. Now, yes, Bungie did say that these items would be put back into the game through different means later on. The problem is that we don't know when they are going to do this, nor do we know how they are going to do this. As a result, I would strongly advise you get the items listed in this video right now while you can, as opposed to waiting and potentially risking going without these items for extended periods of time. They could show up instantly, they could take 9 months like Ariana's Vow, we just have no idea. Many of you have been asking, what things should I do, and what things should I go get before these destinations go away? This video is primarily to show what to do and what to get, but not really how to get them because I've made a lot of guides and most of them are still pretty accurate. I'm going to sort this via a pretty loose priority list, so more urgent things are going to be first, mostly PvE priority. Please don't take this ordering as absolute, like I think X gun is better than Y gun because it's one space higher or anything. It's just a very loose list. We're going to look at exotics and catalysts first. Whisper of the Worm is in the Whisper mission on Io along with its catalyst. Definitely recommend this one highly because Whisper is still definitely one of the better guns in the game for boss DPS. The catalyst comes from the heroic version, but you might as well do the secret event while you're in there. The guide is in the description. Anarchy is from Scourge of the Past, which you can currently farm an unlimited amount of times. It is currently assumed that the only raids will be available at Beyond Light launch are Garden of Salvation, Last Wish, and the new one, which is why I encourage you to farm for Anarchy right now. It is one of the best weapons in the game. I don't know if 0 Hour, aka the Outbreak Perfected mission, will be going away because it's in the tower farm area, but I'm just going to add it to the list anyway. However, if you haven't started any part of this at all, there is something on Titan that you need to go get in order to access the mission to get the gun in the first place. Legend of Acreus's quest chain will require Leviathan encounter completions, and its catalyst comes from Prestige Leviathan. Izanagi's Burden feels like it's been changed a whole lot of times at this point, but you do need Watcher lenses from Leviathan in order to get rolling, so let's put Izanagi's on this list. The catalyst comes from completing a heroic menagerie with a masterworked chalice. Bad Juju comes from the Tribute Hall in the Leviathan, where you need 18 tributes in order to unlock the mission, and 45 tributes to unlock the catalyst. The Huckleberry Catalyst used to come from Mercury Heroic Adventures, but I'm pretty sure it's just Heroic Adventures wherever the flashpoint is on any given week, so this you shouldn't have to worry about, but you should still go get it because it's really, really good. Ace of Spades requires a Cade stash to be picked up on Io, and the final part of the mission puts you on Titan. Ruinous Effigy, a new release, has stuff that you need to do on Io right at the start, so go do that one. Taraba comes from Crown of Sorrows, which is part of Leviathan, which is going away. You can farm for it, much like Anarchy, an unlimited amount of times until Beyond Light. Your chances of getting it increase every time you don't get it, up to a cap of 50% after like 20 runs or so, and that also goes for Anarchy. Sleeper Simulant is from Mars. The starting quest is on Mars, the first step is on Mars. You'll also need to open Sleeper nodes on Mars. Sleeper is Mars. The Sleeper Catalyst drops from Prestige Spire of Stars. And then on top of that, the Catalyst requires you to get kills with Ikelos weapons. Exotic Hand Cannon Thorn has a step that requires bounties on various to-be-removed destinations, but you can get those steps done in multiple ways, so no worries on that, unless you really, really, really hate PvP or other activities. However, the final step requires you to do a special version of Savathun's Song, which is a Titan Strike. The Last Word requires the completion of a mission on Titan and will also require Heroic Witch Ritual public event completions later on, although you can do that on the public event on the moon. Truth requires a completion of Menagerie for a scrap of paper, which is an exotic item that will start the quest. Lumina has a step that lets you do Escalation Protocol or other activities, then another step where the Menagerie is an efficient step with everyone using the required item. But the final step of this quest will require you to do a Mars strike, where you need to kill a lot of crystals with Rose, which is a gun that you get during this quest. Polaris Lance and its catalyst comes from Mars via the Nascent Dawn questline. That is a Warmind expansion exotic. Telesto's catalyst comes from Prestige Eater of Worlds, and completing the catalyst requires you to do all of the Lost Prophecy verses from Brother Vance on Mercury. Worldline Zero and the completion of its catalyst are both done on Mars. Worldline Zero comes from shooting 35 data fragments on Mars. While you're at it, you might as well get the Sparrow for getting all 45 fragments. The catalyst drops from sword kills, but completing the catalyst requires you to hit the Escalation Protocol level 7 boss with a sword for 5 different weeks in a row. Make sure you get credit for hitting the boss. It's a little finicky sometimes with giving you the credit. Jotun and Le Monarch now have individual quests. Forges are still a semi-unknown, but again, I'm just going to encourage you to go get them right now, just in case anything happens. Finally, Rat King starts on Titan with the Chances and Choices quest. Get that done to receive Rat King's crew, which is the quest line. Let's go over some titles now. Rivensbane is all Last Wish, which is staying, so you're good. Same with Cursebreaker. All of that stuff is staying. Chronicler, I know there are some lore pickups in the Ghost Stories book on destinations that are leaving. I've linked a couple of great sites in the description to help you find that lore. There are also some books from the Awoken of the Reef that will be going away according to Braytech.org, along with the Forsaken Prince, aka Uldren Solve, the Chronicon, and Confessions. Ghost Stories, The Awoken of the Reef, and Uldren Solve are needed for Chronicler. Confessions is from Season of Opulence, you get them from the Raid and Menagerie, and Chronicon is from filling out your chalice. Wayfarer is probably one of the biggest ones, considering it's just all of the destinations. If you want to get Wayfarer, I would start now, because there's going to be a lot of waiting for flashpoints to get heroic adventures done. The biggest thing within Wayfarer are the badges, stuff like Lost Prophecy weapons, Polaris Lance, Sleeper Sim, Oath Icolos weapons, the Secret Victories emblem from Dreaming City via doing the 6 time trials in the Ascendant challenges. Make sure you're completing all the campaigns, doing all of the Lost sectors. Destination Triumphs are some of the easiest to do and can give you big boosts to your Triumph score. You do need 50,000 Triumph score to get the MMXX title anyway, so you might as well. Blacksmith is a lot of forge and bounty grinding plus exotics, but you also need a lot of Scourge of the Past raid challenges. Reckoner. No one really knows what's going to happen to Gambit other than the merger of both modes. It's very possible that Reckoner and Dredgen are going to be doable in the new Gambit, but it's also possible that Reckoner is just straight up gone. If you really want Reckoner, I would do it now, as much as I might not recommend it for your sanity. Shadow, very obviously going to be going away. Menagerie and Crown of Sorrow focused. Harbinger seems like it's going to be staying. Same with Enlightened. Seasonal titles, obviously seasonal. You can't get Season 8, 9, or 10's title anymore, but you can get Forerunner, which is Season 11's. Remember that Prophecy, the dungeon, is also leaving after Season 11, but Bungie has said that it's coming back as soon as possible. We just do not have a time frame. Either way, you need to do stuff in Season 11 anyway. Conqueror seems like it'll be back every season, but if you already have it, I do not know of a reason to get it again, other than just completionist reasons as of right now. Flawless also gets reset every season, and then finally MMXX, you have until Beyond Light to get that one done. Regarding armor and armor pieces and transmog, as of this video, I don't know how transmog is going to work in Year 4. It is not guaranteed to launch with Beyond Light. Bungie only said Year 4. My hope is that you can pull literally anything from your collections and use it to transmog any armor that you currently have in your inventory or your vault. My fear is that you'll only be able to get the ornament of an armor piece that you currently have in your inventory when Beyond Light hits. Until we know more information, I'd say that if you wanted to hoard armor pieces in your vault, just in case you need to have the armor on hand when this new system hits, do that. And then hopefully we get more information soon. Other miscellaneous things include Fallen, Hive, and Taken mods. Fallen mods are from the secret chests in Scourge of the Past. Hive mods are from Crown of Sorrow and the Menagerie. Taken mods are from Last Wish, so you do have a bit more time on those. With raid armor sticking around for another year, these mods, as of right now, will still be effective. You should also be visiting the gunsmith every day to make sure you're scooping as many mods as possible, especially ones from previous seasons, and make sure to also get all of the Season 11 mods from the Prismatic Recaster as well. Next, we have the various Year 2 seasonal campaigns. Not all of this is going away, but again, why chance it? Black Armory has the Obsidian Accelerator quest chain ending in Niobe Labs, which is still one of the best combat scenarios that Bungie has ever put out. Highly suggest running that at least one time. Season of the Drifter has the Xur missions, giving out bits of lore and cutscenes here and there. One is available per week, and then of course you have all of the Chalice of Opulence things with Season of Opulence. Finally, we have some cosmetics. The Segura shell will come along from doing all of the Lost Prophecy weapons on Mercury, which you will need for Telestos, Catalyst, and Wayfarer. The Scourge of the Past Sparrow is from the secret chest in the Sparrow section. It's a random drop. The Whisper of the Worm ship comes from doing the secret event in the Whisper mission. The 0 Hour ship comes from doing the Vault Room puzzle in each of the 3 variants on Heroic mode. And of course, all of the Prophecy cosmetics, the Ghost Shell, the Emblem, will be out until Season 11 is over. Feel free to leave your own items and things to do if I missed anything, which I'm sure I did, but this seems like a pretty good list. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.